Okay. This is for both candidates. What are you going to do if you disagree with one of the SABs on implementing the policy? Do you think your position offers enough authority?
And that's John to answer first.
Yeah, it's do you think your position offers enough authority?
I'm taking this one first. Fantastic. As George says, this role's yet to be defined, so I can't say how much power I'm going to have next year, and I hope we have a good SAB team who will work with us. But if I do disagree with a certain policy or the SAB's trying to do, I will make my voice heard, and I will try to use my vote and use my mandate to say, no, I don't think this is good. I can't say right now what I could do, but I'll make sure that I will use my voice. If I don't agree with something, I will make sure that they know.
Well, I think much the same thing. I think hopefully, if we're working as a battle team, there won't be too many disagreements. But if there are disagreements, then there will be reasons for those differences of opinion. And the key will not be to kind of say, no, I don't think disagree. It will be finding a compromise. At the end of the day, the sabbatical officer is the higher role. And the sabbatical officer will have a final say on these things. But I hope we will never get to a situation in which there was a complete disagreement over policy. Because at the end of the day, we want the policy that's best for the students at large. And I don't think that two elected officers should be at loggerheads over what that would be.
Okay, next question, and the last one were both from concourseonline.com. And this one is, what means of communication do you hope to use in order to communicate with the student body? Any creative ideas?
George can answer first.
Well, a lot's been made, particularly over this election and the last couple of elections, about using new media and using Facebook and Twitter and everything else. And people are getting a lot better at using those. But I think it's important to realise that although these mediums are very effective at spreading certain things very quickly, we do need to engage students directly as well. And I think more direct engagement with students, going out and talking to students face to face, more going to halls and seeing what people want, and finding new and creative ways to kind of get students to events physically, particularly events involving KUSU democracy, will be the key to going forward. Yes, we should focus on kind of new media and everything else, but it's important not to forget that talking to people is always the best way to interact with them.
We have some fantastic ways to communicate with students. We just need to make sure we can utilise them more. We have Concourse magazine, we have Cube, we have various union updates and emails that goes round. And one thing we need to rely on less is Facebook. It's all well and good posting about events and stuff there, but people just tend to ignore it, apart from the core few, which is pretty much who's sitting here today. We need to make sure a message gets out on as many mediums as possible, as early as possible, to let people know. No more day before, is to make sure it's out a week, a month. This is for everything within the union. Who, outside of here, knew about the elections more than 2 weeks before it started? We need to get a better, more cohesive team together that can work with the various parts and actually use all these various ways to get our message out. If that makes sense.
Okay, this is also to both candidates. If KUSU could run one campaign next year, what would you say is the biggest priority?
John to answer first.
Okay. I think the best campaign we could possibly run next year would be promoting equality. Pushing for people to have a better understanding of the different ethnicities and the different types of people who live on Keele. So I can quite happily say that I know quite a few, but you find yourself contained in your blocks and you only know the people in them. We need to expand that and show people that there's more than just that. Get international and national students to work to do more things together instead of this segregation that we've been seeing around the union. It's not entire, but it is a large thing that we should work towards destroying. There's a fantastic group of students at this university. We just need to get them to go out of the comfort zones and meet new people from different cultures and increase our international representation.
I think Keele runs lots of great campaigns. It would be a real shame if it don't run one. But I think probably the most important thing Keele does is support Keele University Students' Union is support its students. So it would be to raise awareness of the support facilities we have here. And there are all kinds of things we can do to do that. I think if students realise the kind of depth of help that is available to them, whether that's through KUSU or the personal tutor system, then they could get a whole lot more out of their university experience. I think it's the duty of the Students' Union, if we're really serious about making sure students' welfare is a priority, that we kind of emphasise to people exactly what they can get out of their time here and exactly how much there is available to them.
And are there any questions for individual candidates? No? Thank you very much. Can the LGBT candidate go to the stage?